Welcome back. This week we're going to go with a Crippled Mayfly. For those of you that fish the rivers that have the really prolific hatches, ton of pressure on the river, sometimes the cripple just seems to be the way to go. It'll get the trout's attention quicker than just drifting a natural, especially when there's, a couple dozen naturals drifting with yours. If you have the cripple on there, sometimes it just seems like they're going to pick that up. They're going to be opportunistic and take the ones that they know aren't going to be able to fly away. So we'll get right into this one. We're tying a Betas today. Just so happens that I need Betas because they're going to be popping on the mow here before too long. Funny how that works out. For those of you that don't believe that I still fish dry flies every once in a while, I do. More so, when I'm in the boat, I don't like carrying two rods around. Normally I stay dedicated. If I'm walking, I'm throwing streamers. There's just no questions about it. 365 days a year. If I'm in the boat, as we're drifting, we'll see a pod of fish working. I just can't help myself. I gotta drop the anchor and put a hole in a couple of lips. But it's not something that I seek out. I don't get upset if fish aren't rising because those aren't the fish that I'm targeting. I still enjoy dry fly fishing. It's fun. I really enjoy tying them, but I'm bit by the streamer bug. I can't get over it. It's pretty much what I live for, is seeing a good fish eat a streamer. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw this on. I just have probably 5 or 6 strands of, let me get this body squared away and then I'll continue talking. 5 or 6 strands, just a done, hackle tail. I'll just throw these in there. If it's too much, I'll trim 1 or 2 off. Everything looks pretty good. I'm not going to worry about splitting this or anything. And then I'm going to move into the wings. Wherever I put those, there's the body. There's the wings. This is what I'm after here. So, any of you guys that have watched the previous videos where I tie dry flies, it's always with, well, not always, minus the green drake and the quill Gordon, but this is my preferred wing material. Naturally buoyant. It gives a great representation. I love this snowshoe rabbit. I tie almost all my dry flies with this, and it really takes me a lot to get excited. I was in the shop the other day and I saw done dyed snowshoe rabbit, and I about lost my stuff. This stuff's so hard to find. Just the regular snowshoe rabbit is so tough to find. When you find it dyed done, I bought a couple packs of it. Done's the most popular color, or most frequent color that I tie with. So I bought a bunch of them. I love this stuff, so I am well stocked on my done hair. So, enough rambling, me getting excited about fuzz. I'm going to set this wing in, and this is used for my taper on the body. And I'm just going to take this right to the back. You may have to trim 1 or 2 fibers at the back. I think we're going to be good though. Nope, there's 1. So don't take this and cut it straight. Use that taper to your advantage. Let it build your taper for your dry fly body. That, and it just gives you a little bit more security for your wings. I'm going to go ahead and move to the back on this, and we're going to start the body. I'm just going to dub this one. I just want to dub this body. I'm not going to use the turkey, or the turkey biots or the quill bodies. any of that stuff. This is what I'm just gonna dub this one, and you'll see why a little bit later, because I'm gonna cripple this one. There's two things that make this stand out. It's gonna be the wings and the actual shape of the body. And let me get this dubbed on there. Less is more with this. You just want enough to get the color right. Don't go dubbing a dang football for your body. Nice slender body, a real gentle taper to this. Sorry, I was tying and trying to think at the same time. Just a nice gentle taper on this, and you can see it. It's probably better if I just move right there. You can see the taper on this. Real subtle, gentle, nothing too aggressive, but my body is still slender. You see some of these commercially tied flies and it really looks like there's a football. They just use entirely too much dubbing. That's the problem. Be sparse with your dubbing is all I'll say on that. The next up for this, I'm going to take a completely undersized, this is probably a 22 for a hackle. I don't use the hackle gauges, guides, whatever the heck they are. I've never owned one. I never saw a purpose in it. I just never saw a purpose in it. I guess that's all there is to say about that. I'm going to go ahead and get this tied in, make sure that I still have room, a little bit of stem right there, so when I flip this around everything's going to be good. You don't need the cleanest hackle on this one. You're not tying for a beauty contest. You're not tying to put it on the internet to get a bunch of people to like your fly. This is to catch fish. This is to get the selective trout to eat when there's plenty of other opportunities for them. So don't worry about tying a pretty fly. It's crippled for a reason. Alright, so we have everything tied in. What I'm going to do with the wings on this one is unique. I want one of the sets to be off to the side, and I want the other one straight up and down. And it'll make more sense at the end of the fly when I finish this one, and you guys will be able to see what I'm going for on this. I'm still dividing them, but they're just not going to be both upright. So, work this down to the side, and I know you can't see a damn thing right now because my fingers are in the way. But I'll move them out here in a second once I get things how I want them. We got a little bit of a mess. There we go. It just takes a while to get all these fibers corralled and going in the direction that we want them. So I have them just about how I want them. I'll make one more turn around this. Oh, come on. Just takes a while to get these how you want it. It takes a little bit longer than just a straight upright and divide. But like I said, I want one of these sticking straight out and the other one I want straight up and down. There's a couple of wild hairs on this that are going to wind up getting trimmed out. It's not going to make the cut. I'll deal with those here in a little bit. Okay, so the next thing, and I preach this on all of the dry flies, make sure you dub through your wings. It lets your hackle sit cleaner. It's not going to be going, 4 or 5 different directions. Dub through your wings. Take the extra couple of seconds just to make this cleaner. It just makes a functionally a better fly, and it does look a little bit better. I know I just contradicted myself there. I said we're not tying pretty flies, but this does go a very long way when you dub through your wings. Got a little thick on that. There we go. It's a little too thick, honestly. It's a little too thick. I'll just bring this back around. There we go. Okay. Got a little carried away with my dubbing there. I got a little bit too much. No foul on that one though. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do before we finish this fly off is we're just going to take our extremely undersized hackle. And I do this for a reason as well. Normally I undersize, these catskill styles. I undersize them to begin with. But on the cripples, it's even more so. And you'll see why here in a minute. Because this isn't a normal looking fly. We're tying them crippled. And there we go. Alright. Before I do anything else on this, I'm going to give this a quick whip finish. And then we'll finish up explaining the cripple on this. Get back there. There we go. Head's good and clean. Look at the underside. We just need a touch of gray on this white GSP. Now, I'm going to separate these a little bit further. And if I turn this, it's really tough to see. What I'll do actually is I'll just turn the entire vise. There you can see the wings. I mean, they're crazy, they're chaotic, they're all over the place. That's what we're after. And then I'm just going to take these wings out and I'm going to go probably 1.5 times the length of my hackle. And I'm just going to trim these. 1.5 times the length. Don't get too aggressive right out of the gate. If you trim it and they're still a little too long, you can always go back and trim a little bit more. Can't add stuff once it's cut. Unfortunately, I screwed up a lot of flies getting too aggressive on the cut. But here's the last thing that we're going to do on this. I'm just going to take my Leatherman and I'm going to give a quick bend. Grab this right behind your hackles. And I'm just going to give that a quick tweak, and it didn't give as much as I wanted. There we go. A quick tweak just with that, and you can see that nice little crippled look. Your hook, the eye of your hook is still perpendicular with the water, or parallel with the water, not perpendicular. Sorry. Words and trying to think sometimes. A little bit difficult for me. Trying to talk and tie at the same time can sometimes be a challenge to my little brain. But I think we got the point across. So there you go. I mean, you have your crippled olive or Baetis, whatever it may be. Like I said, you can do this with any mayfly out there. You can do it with caddis if you want. But this thing has saved my day many a times on the J, on pens, whatever it may have been. Just a quick adjustment with your wings, a quick tweak with a Leatherman, saved me a lot of frustration a lot of times. So if you guys are on these really populated streams, a ton of pressure, really prolific hatches, tie up a couple of these cripples, keep them with you, and I promise you it'll turn a sour day into something, you know, you can take a couple fish back with you, and you know, you got a couple. Don't take them back, leave them back. Don't keep them. Bad choice of words, but no, you'll put a couple more fish to the net. So, if you guys have any questions on this one, as always, leave them with me, and I'll get back with you. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next Wednesday.